What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. The 2025 first half is officially in the books, and we have multiple teams, and I'm talking multiple teams, thinking about giving up. We got a lot of big names on the chopping block, and again, they're big names. Staying with some trade talk, we had Cleveland players literally shouting, "We won the trade" in the dugout after this guy hit a home run off a guy he was traded for. Rafael Devers is really going through. Now he's got a back issue after going hitless again, and his old team might have just won their 10th game in a row. Bryce Harper and Mike Trout have both been deleting baseballs the last week. It feels like 2015 all over again. And also, we have a quick little speed cap of the MLB draft from yesterday. Not every single pick, but some fun ones or historic ones. So again, we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. I recap every baseball game almost every single day. So grow the game with me. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to save some money on SeatGeek, all you have to do is enter code Fuzzy and you get 20 bucks off any ticket. And if you've never tried out Underdog Fantasy, today could be the day that you sign up, because if you use code Fuzzy, you get a bunch of free stuff, including up to $1,000 in bonus cash credit to use for the home run derby. I want you guys to let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to win? And if you want to have some extra fun and maybe even win some money while watching the derby, use code Fuzzy on Underdog. So before we talk about anything else, I want to do a quick little fast cast of the draft from yesterday. So the number one overall pick was by the Nationals. They picked up the switch hitting shortstop, 17-year-old Eli Willits. He just became the youngest number one overall pick since Ken Griffey Jr. in 1987. Yeah, he's younger than Bryce Harper when he was taken by the Nationals. Angels fans do not like their second overall pick, Tyler Bremner, not because of Tyler himself, but because they chose him over Kade Anderson, who a lot of people thought was going to go number one overall. He went number 3 to the Mariners. Ethan Holliday, the son of Matt Holliday, the former Rockies legend and brother of Jackson Holliday, was taken 4th overall by the Rockies. The Twins drafted... No, not the actual Minnesota Twins. We had Twins drafted. Kyson Witherspoon, he was taken 15th by the Red Sox, and his brother Malachi, his twin brother, was taken 62nd by the Tigers. And last but not least, for the draft kind of fun updates, I do want to talk about the fact that a high school made history. We had a 6th, 10th, and 42nd pick, all from one high school. Seth Hernandez was taken 6th by the Pirates. His teammate Billy Carlson was taken 10th by the White Sox. So the first high school ever to produce 2 top 10 picks in one single draft. And then their teammate Brady Ebel, he was picked, I think in the compensatory round, it was 42nd overall by the Padres. And also, super quick before we talk about yesterday's games, I do want to talk about a few things I missed, including Byron Buxton's cycle. He went 5 for 5 with the cycle. It just does not make sense that he is not starting as the all-star center fielder, because Javier Baez, he's going to be playing that position in the All-Star game as a starter, which again doesn't make sense because he hasn't played center field since June 4th. It's been 40 days and Buxton hasn't beaten everything as a normal center fielder. Ohtani went 3 scoreless innings with 4 strikeouts, only 1 base hit, and it's just another reminder that Ohtani cards, they were almost free after 2020 when he hit 190 with a 37 ERA after 1 start. It was basically just haters saying, yeah, see, this Ohtani guy is not worth it. We could have all retired from his rookie cards without even spending that much. And also, one more small update before we get into the games from yesterday. All-Star snub Cristopher Sanchez, who again can't be an All-Star because he pitched yesterday. He is getting the All-Star bonus from the Phillies. You love to see it. That's how you win over players and become a premier destination for future free agents. You stick to your word, and even if something doesn't happen, you can see the context and say, you know what? You deserved it. We're going to give you the money even though you weren't an All-Star. And of course, he lowered his ERA even more. We're going to talk about the games from yesterday now. Nick Pivetta was also pretty good. He had 0 earned runs with 8 strikeouts, but he's losing thanks to an error. Sanchez was pitching angry in this one. He did give up 1 run though. Jose Iglesias, he tied it in the 6th inning. Pivetta, he's out after 6 2/3. He could also be considered a snub. He has a sub 2.9 ERA with 122 strikeouts. This next guy is an All-Star, Adrian Morejon. He threw a hundo. Sheesh. He has 0 earned runs his last 25 games, and maybe we just jinxed it because unfortunately for him, he allowed a Bryce Harper double. Harper's been insane lately. 6 extra base hits his last 4 games, and rookie David Morgan could not bail out Morejon. So that snaps the streak. Morejon gets credited with the earned run. JT Realmuto traded places with Bryce, and Matt Strom now has 6 saves. So the Phillies, they head into the second half with a 55-41 record. The Padres are 52-44, and I do want to show Cristopher Sanchez's 6 strikeouts across 7 1/3 because he has the best changeup in baseball right now in terms of starting pitchers. Opposing hitters have a 146 batting average against it with a whiff rate of almost 50%. He has a 2.5 ERA with a near 10 strikeouts per 9. How is he not an All-Star? We have another 3-homer game. I was off my phone pretty much all day yesterday, so I'm kind of live reacting with all of you guys. Kyle Stowers hit one of this. Wait, Kyle Stowers was the one who hit 3 versus his old team? There's no way. He hit another one in the very next inning, and then he made it 3 homers after Otto Lopez crushed one of his own. Kyle Stowers pulled a Bucks, not with the cycle, but he goes 5 for 5 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. He has 19 home runs and a 150 OPS plus. He was the throw-in in that Trevor Rogers trade. You have to remember that Connor Norby was considered the big fish, no pun intended, in that Trevor Rogers trade. Stowers grabbed his 5th hit in the 8th inning as the Marlins trounced the Orioles. Ramon Laureano, he hit another home run. He just has a casual 143 OPS plus. But Eury Perez, the starter for the Marlins, he maybe had the best start of his life. 7 scoreless, only 3 base hits. He was up to 98-99 all afternoon. He had 6 strikeouts with the nasty slider and the fastball combo. The Marlins are only 44-51, but they look really good lately. The Orioles, 43-52, and they're about to trade a lot of people. We'll talk about that later. The battle for the best bat speed in baseball took place in this next one. Austin Wynns, he's not one of the crazy bat speed guys, but he did go yard. Neither is Tyler Soderstrom, although I will admit that he has some very, very solid bat speeds. He's up to 18 home runs. Not this guy either, but Davis Schneider went... Okay, so this is a foul ball, and Toronto manager John Schneider, he is irate because they kept it a foul ball. Of course, he's ran because he's just arguing way too much. And the funny part about getting ran in, I almost said Oakland, Sacramento, the clubhouse is in left field, so you have to literally walk all the way to the outfield to get to the clubhouse. You can't just go back into the dugout and into the clubhouse. Oh my God. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. Maybe it was a fair ball. Davis Schneider went 440. He tossed his bat. You already know that John Schneider, he must have been fired up out there in left field in the clubhouse. Okay, here we go. First name Nick, last name Kurtz. He is top 1% in bat speed. He has 17 home runs, 16 his last 35. In those 35 games, he has 38 RBIs. Addison Barger, he's top 6% in bat speed, so not quite as fast as Kurtz, but he went 450 feet. He has 13 home runs and a 125 OPS plus. Mason Miller does lock it down for the A's. He has 19 saves. So the A's, they close out their first half at a pretty pathetic 41-57. The Jays, really nice, 55-41. Just a few days ago, we were wondering if the Blue Jays were ever going to lose again. Now they've lost 2 in a row, and Boston is the new team who cannot lose. How does 10 wins in a row sound? Even when Saydahn Rafaela isn't making web gems, he can still find a way to do something crazy. He made the throw before Chandler Simpson reached home, so no run for the Tampa Bay Rays. Boston got blessed again. They were picked off? Nah, obstruction was called. The baseball gods are clearing a path for the Red Sox to get to 10 in a row. Now, the Rays did tie it. Bayo, he struck out 2 in the 6th inning to really bounce back, and he got back in the driver's seat with a Trevor Story RBI. He had 2 more base hits. He's batting .310 with 19 extra base hits and 37 RBIs with 7 stolen bases, 0 caught stealing his last 40. Check out Saydon's last 40. The Platinum Glover is hitting .331 with 24 extra base hits and a 1. OPS across those last 40 as well. It should be illegal for a Platinum Glover to be that good in the batter's box. And Aroldis Chapman, I mean, check out his stats. He has 17 saves after striking out 3 more. Andrew Bailey has fixed his walk issue. He has 1 walk or 2 walks the last month. So the Red Sox have won 10 in a row. Brian Bayo has a sub 2.7 ERA since mid-May. The Red Sox are 53-45 heading into the All-Star break. The Rays are 40-47 after a 3-11 skid their last 14 games. Red Sox fans got to be smiling like the Grinch thinking of stealing Christmas after what's been happening to Rafael Devers and his new team. He went 0 for 5 in this upcoming game. He's hitting .202 as a Giant, and he might have a slip disc in his back as a non-Red Sox fan and just not a Devers hater. I'm praying that he heals up quick. I want Devers to be a monster in the second half. You just saw Freddie lace an RBI double off of Robbie Ray, and hello, Miguel Rojas found the bleachers. I mean, he kind of pimped that one too. Yamamoto was insane. He racked up 7 strikeouts thanks to the splitter and the fastball combo. He handed a lead to his bullpen after 7 scoreless. He's down to a 2.5 ERA. When Tanner Scott blew his W, he left a cookie over the plate. Luis Matos, he had a pinch hit 2-run home run to tie it. And Devers has been so bad that they intentionally walked Elliot Ramos. Obviously, I am joking around. That's just pure, generational hating. They wanted to double play with 2 on instead of having a guy at second base with Elliott up. Outman, he tracked it down. I mean, that was a perfect line drive out. That is baseball in a nutshell. Freddie, Teoscar, and Andy, they were cool with extras because they had more RBI opportunities. I'm really sad that Andy isn't even an all-star reserve because he played like an all-star. The Dodgers end their first half 1 game from 20 games over 500. The Giants, they finish 7 games over at 52-45. Here we go. All of the first 4 runs of this Cubs and Yankees game were scored on the long ball. And sorry, Dodgers fans, but I'm very thankful that Michael Busch is not a Dodger. He's batting .290 with 19 home runs and near .380 on base. and a 165 OPS plus. He's hitting a leadoff now. Giancarlo, we have a Stantonian blast coming things up. He ties it. I think that's only a home run in 1 of 30 ballparks, but he has 3 home runs in his last 5. And not gonna lie, it's still so weird to see a bearded Yankee, especially a Giancarlo Stanton. That replay really got me. The Cubs, they're gonna end the first half with the W. Dansby, he celebrated draft day. Remember, he was a first overall pick not too long ago. I remember when they did live drafts he was literally on the field with Vandy when he got drafted. That is a 2-run home run for his 16th. By the way, he was drafted 10 years ago, which makes me feel very old. PCA, he ends his first half thanks to Seiya Suzuki with the hustle, slide, swim move over at home plate. PCA has 71 RBIs to end the first half. Shota was awesome. He only allowed that home run to Stanton. He scattered 2 base hits with 6 strikeouts across 7. Daniel Palencia, aka Danny Palencia, is now 12 for 12 in saves with a 1.5 ERA. The Cubs end their first half 57-39. The Yankees, still pretty good, 53-43. Good thing the Cubs took 2 of 3 from the Yankees because Milwaukee is firing on all cylinders. Rookie Anthony Siegler, he took advantage of a Washington miscue. So Jake Irvin is unfortunately going to get credit with 2 unearned runs. I mean, look at this squibbler to load them up. And this is how MLB The Show works for me. There's Siegler's first 2 RBIs for his career, and Sal Frelick, he quickly added a 3rd run. Freddie, he made light work of the Nationals offense. He took a no-no into the 6th inning. He ended up going 6 2/3 with 7 strikeouts. He's back to being an all-star. He has a tiny 2.6 ERA and an incredibly impressive 6.5 hits per 9. Jackson Chourio, I cannot believe that he has not made an all-star team. Maybe it's just because he starts each season a little bit slow and then kind of just explodes. A 3-run tater. He has 16 home runs with 62 RBIs and 16 stolen bases. He's not going to be 22 until next March. Bryce Terray made it back-to-back. He has 17 stolen bases with 7 defensive run saves. The Brewers went easy. Whoa. 7 in a row? The Brewers have won 7 in a row. They are cruising into the second half. 16 games over 500. The Nationals, 20 games under 500. Take a good look, everyone. This could be one of the final starts you're ever going to see Merrill Kelly in a Diamondbacks uniform. He had 1 run over 5, and it was to the fish. No biggie. Mike Trout's been on fire. He has a 1. OPS over his last 15 games. Eugenio Suarez, he could be on the move as well. Again, we're going to talk about honestly, a good amount of big players at the end of today's video. Blaze Alexander, yes, that is his real first name. Blaze Alexander with his 2nd base hit drove in the go-ahead, and Arizona never looked back. The 5'9" short king Jose Herrera with an excuse me swing double to left field. That's a 99-mile-per-hour sinker that he just kind of tinked it. Suarez is up to 78 RBIs. He ties Riley Green for the 3rd most in baseball. Cal and Judge are the only 2 guys with 80 right now. Joe Adell, I want to give him some credit because he has a -5 outs above average. He finally made a dazzling catch without having it bounce over the wall. But yeah, the Diamondbacks, they take it. They are 47-50. The Halos also under 500, 47-49. Merrill Kelly had 1 base hit over 5 with 6 punchies. He has a 3.4 ERA since 2022, which is pretty good. Someone's 100% going to take a flyer on his ground ball percentage, and I don't think they're going to have to give up a lot. I got 2 words for you guys. Kyle Manzardo versus Aaron Savali, must-see TV. Shout out to you if you understand that reference. But the Sox, they went up a few on an Austin Slater home run and a few little dinks and dunks when J-Ram's fielder's choice made it a 3-1 game, which set up this next swing. Kyle Manzardo went 418 feet for the lead, a 3-run home run off the guy he was traded for. And then when the dugout camera turned on, someone in the Cleveland dugout said, we won the trade. Roll it. We won the trade. I don't think Rays fans care that much because they got Junior Caminero from us, so it kind of balances out. I mean, not really. It's still swinging in the Rays' direction, especially after that Yandy Diaz for Jake Bauers trade. That was poo-poo as well. Chicago answered with a Benny Biceps home run. I hope that he gets traded to a playoff contender, and we have more trading of runs when Quanta Rokes, they won it for Cleveland. He grabbed the lead on a sac fly and then saved another tie with a great running grab to bail out Emmanuel Clase. Clase went 2 innings for the W. He has a 1.2 ERA since the start of May. The Guardians have won 6 of their last 7. They're still 46-49 though. The White Sox 32-65, but wait until you hear the Rockies record. Earlier, we saw the Nationals lose their 4th in a row, which surprisingly matches the Tigers. The Tigers are going through it, their first real rough stretch of the season. Second half, J-Rod is showing up a week early. It's actually insane how much different he plays in mid-July to the end of the season. After Dylan Dingler doubled in dose, I had to use those for alliteration purposes, J-Rod ripped his first of 2 RBI extra base hits. He has a home run in 3 consecutive games. Randy now has 9. I think his last 11 or 12 games, he has 3 home runs and 4 stolen bases away from his 4th consecutive 2020 season in a row. Garv Sauce, that is Mitch Garver's nickname, he has 5. By the way, those 2 earned runs earlier were unearned runs for Logan Gilbert, who struck out 9. Tigers did claw their way back. Riley hit his 24th home run that probably took out a Starling satellite, but Seattle, they stormed back with quickness. Randy had an RBI, and Jorge Polanco hit a go-ahead pinch hit home run, his 15th of the season. And now we have the 5th long ball of the day for the Mariners. Cole Young, he made it back-to-back home runs. J-Rod, he extended the extra base hit parade with an RBI double. He has 8 extra base hits his last 7 games. The Mariners end their first half on a 3-game winning streak to get to 51-45. The Tigers have lost 4 in a row, but they're still 21 games over 500. Detroit isn't the only top AL team kind of struggling lately. The Astros are going through it as well. Evan Carter, he's doing it on both sides. What a play out there in center field. And these first 2 swings were all that Nathan Eovaldi needed. His story just keeps getting better and better. Carter tripled in Wyatt Langford, and Ezekiel Duran cashed in Carter with a double that just stayed fair, by the way, bounced into the seats. This one is also in the seats, but the Crawford box seats in left field. This ball was in the other batter's box, and Adolis just yanked it over. That is his 20th home run versus Houston since 2021. That doesn't even make sense. How do you do that? Makes sense why he's getting booed relentlessly every time he's in What's the new? It's not Minute Maid. What's the new? I don't even remember what it's called. What is it? Anyways, Nathan Eovaldi only allowed 1 run. It was off of Zach Short. That is the first home run he's allowed to a righty all year. Marcus got that run back. His 12th home run is number 250 for his career. And back to Nathan Eovaldi, he had 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. He has a 1.58 ERA. He is one of the rare double Tommy John guys to ever come back and be better. Ohtani, he could have been in that conversation, but I don't think that he had Tommy John the second time around. He had an internal brace thingy. Anyways, the Rangers, they end the first half with the best team ERA in all of baseball. The offense is slowly waking up as well, so they're 48-49. The Astros, even after their recent cold stretch, are still a very impressive 56-40. This Noah Cameron kid for the Royals is a freak. Kansas City is stupid good at developing starters. The guy was a 7th rounder. If you told me that he was a 1st rounder, I would have believed you. The strikeouts are going up. He's got a 2.3 ERA his first 12 starts. Noah found himself up by 2 after a double from another rookie, John Rave, and look at that. Sean Manaea, he's back. He's in after Clay Holmes left the game. Manaea struck out 7 across 3 in the 3rd. He was disgusting. Noah Cameron struck out 8 in his beauty. He was set up nicely for a W, but I'm telling you, if Carlos Estevez closes his eyes at night, he's seeing the Mets. They are his personal boogeyman. Jeff McNeil, he doubled in Ronnie Mauricio, and Jacob Young tied it. So no W for Noah Cameron or for Sean Manaea, who just took a tough L. Nick Lofton just walked it off for the 2nd time in the last week, 2nd of the homestand. The Royals are 47-50. The Mets are 55-42. So if they keep up their pacing of being top 10 in both OPS and ERA, they're going to be A-okay. Like more than that. They're going to be really, really good again. You guys know that one meme of the guy yelling at that cat, "I'm going to get you out of there"? That's like half of MLB when it comes to Mitch Keller, and they've been thinking like this for a while now. Tommy Pham, he gave Mitch an early lead. By the way, Tommy has been a hit machine ever since he got the right contacts. He literally could not see. This was the only run that Mitch Keller allowed. Buxton, he's back at it. Still so lame to me that Javier Baez is starting over him again. I get it. I'm old man yelling at clouds. It's a meaningless game, but Buxton should be starting the All-Star game. Sue me. It's just not the same All-Star game I grew up with. Anyways, look at when Pittsburgh scored their next run. Yeah, they still won, but it was in the 9th freaking inning after a Cabrine single, an O'Neal Cruz pinch hit single. He was Stingle? I combined single and still, because I was about to say he's still hobbling. He actually missed the start of this game, but kind of saved it later. IKF made it 3 straight hits, and Brooks Lee, he could not handle the scorcher. Johan Duran threw that 102 miles an hour, and Lee just could not handle it for the game-saving double play. Bednar, he's been rock solid ever since he got recalled after being sent back down. 2 more strikeouts for his 13th save. No W for Mitch Keller, who is now 3-10. 3 wins, 10 losses, and that's including a recent stretch of going 2-6 over a 12 stretch period where he has a 2.9 ERA. He's been really good, but the Pirates just stink. The 39-58, the Twins are 47-49. Whoa, we got a big time milestone moment coming up. Tito Francona is 1 win away from 2,000. Imagine doing anything 2,000 times, let alone winning that many Major League Baseball games. TJ Friedl, he really wants his manager to get that milestone. Mickey Moniak does not. He does damage versus righties. It's just kind of crazy that he literally fell into their lap after they traded away Nolan Jones. We are tied. Austin Hayes, he had an actual RBI, and I say actual RBI because Ryan Ritter, he botched an inning ender off the bat of Noelvi Marte in Cincinnati. They take the lead, and they added more. Spencer Steer got another actual RBI. The Reds do give Tito 2,000. He's the 13th manager to get that many. Emilio Pagan now has 20 saves. They head into the All-Star break 3 games over 500. The Rockies, they have the most losses before the All-Star break since 1933. They're 22-74. We have an easy little back-and-forth game down in St. Louis. Matt Olson of the Braves is having one of the quietest monster first halves I've seen in a while. So after Victor Scott tapped one to the pitcher and Masyn Winn motored around from second base to score, Matt Olson drove in 3. He has 40 extra base hits, 61 RBIs, a 132 OPS plus, and a mind-bending 14 defensive run saves with 8 outs above average. He is going to win his third Gold Glove. Wilson, he got the Cardinals back into it. I mean, this is how MLB The Show works for me, just a 2-run blooper to no man's land, but it's a 2-run off the grandpa, Jesse Chavez, who's usually pretty good as a Brave. He's about to get released. Like, he's been that bad. Jose Fermin, add a kid a 2-run home run for his first career home run, and good thing too because the Braves made it 5-4 on a Michael Harris dribbler. Helsley, Ryan Helsley, has 19 saves. He is just steady back there. The Cardinals head into the All-Star break at 51-46. The Braves, yikes, 11 games under 500, and shockingly, they don't have any trade rumors as of right now, but let's get into those trade rumors across the game of baseball. All right, the trade rumors, these have been confirmed by a lot of reporters across the game of baseball. So the Phillies, they are reportedly in on Johan Duran of the Twins, who we just saw a few moments ago, and their setup guy, Griffin Jax. Griffin Jax, he's regressed this year, but he was a real-life Terminator last year. So between Matt Strahm, Jordan Romano, and Orion Kerkering, the Phillies really want a bona fide closer. The Mariners, they're in on former Mariner, Eugenio Suarez, and Josh Naylor, so they're trying to get some more firepower in that lineup to help out Cal Raleigh and second half J-Rod along with that pitching staff. It's just crazy that they had Suarez a few years ago, and that was a terrible trade. Man, the Diamondbacks, they're not done yet. The Jays, they want Zac Gallen. So we've already talked about how Merrill Kelly could be moving. The Yankees really want a ground ball pitcher. We have Gino, Josh Naylor. The Jays want Zac Gallen. So, I mean, the Diamondbacks, it really just sounds like they're about to just flip the script and turn the page to 2026. And the Jays getting Zac Gallen would be awesome because Zach's been back to himself the last 2 starts. He's been awesome. We kind of saw the writing on the wall with this next team, the Orioles. They are making Zach Eflin, Charlie Morton, and full tip of the cap to Charlie Morton. He has been really good over the last month and a half, 2 months. And Tomoyuki Sugano have all been made available according to reporters across the game of baseball. So the Orioles, I mean, pretty much their entire pitching rotation, aside from Dean Kremer and a few other guys, are going to be on the move. The Rays, they are listening on Taj Bradley. He's got nasty stuff. Like, I'm talking frontline A stuff, but the Rays, I guess, just don't really believe in his ability to stop the bleeding when it does happen. He could be on the move for a good amount of prospects, not gonna lie. He's got age and stuff on his side. Those were it in terms of the trade rumors, but I'm shocked I didn't really hear anything out of the Braves camp. So let me know in the comments, do you think the Braves are gonna be buyers or sellers? And of course, we can't end today's first half recap without talking about the stat leaders and standings around the game of baseball. Aaron Judge, he's still leading in batting average with a 355 batting average. Jacob Wilson, he's right behind with 332, but Jonathan Ronda, he's catching up with a 324 batting average. In terms of pitching wins, Max Fried and Freddie Peralta, they both have 11. Back to offense, Cal Raleigh has 38 home runs. He was 1 away from tying Barry Bonds for the most ever before the All-Star break. We have Judge at 35, Ohtani at 32. ERA, Paul Skeens is at 2.01. He has officially been named as the All-Star starter again 2 years in a row. We have Garrett Crochet and Tarek Skubal tied at 2.23. RBIs, Cal has 82 RBIs. A catcher having 38 home runs with 82 RBIs over a full season would be a W. He did it in one half. Judge is right behind at 81. Saves, Robert Suarez, he leads the pack with 28. Hits, Aaron Judge with 125. He's ahead of Jacob Wilson by 12 base hits. Strikeouts, Garrett Crochet has 160. He is 6 ahead of Zach Wheeler and 7 ahead of Tarek Skubal. Stolen bases, it's still Jose Caballero with J-Ram closing in fast. He has 29. He's tied with O'Neal Cruz with PCA at 27. And then quality starts. A quality start is simply a starting pitcher going 6 innings without allowing more than 3 runs. Logan Webb, he leads all of Major League Baseball with 15 of those. We'll talk about the division standings and then the wild card right after. So in the AL, the Jays are 2 games up in the AL East. Then we have the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Rays, and the Orioles. The Tigers are 11.5 games up on the Twins. Everyone not named the Tigers are under 500 in that AL Central. The AL West, the Astros are 5 games up on the Mariners, but the Mariners, again, they've won 3 in a row. We'll see if they can keep on cooking in the second half. Then you have the Rangers, Angels, and A's. To the NL side of things, the Phillies are a half game up on the Mets. That is going to be cinema to watch the Phillies and the Mets go at it for the rest of the year. But the Marlins, man, they've been pretty good lately. You have the Marlins, Braves, and Nationals rounding out that division. The NL Central, we have the Chicago Cubs 1 game up on the streaking Brewers. Again, they've won 7 in a row. Then you have the Cardinals, Reds, and Pirates. So every single team in the Central won yesterday. Talking about the NL Central. And last but not least, the Dodgers. They're 5.5 games up on the Padres, even after going 3-7 their last 10. Then you have the Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks, and Rockies. Can the Rockies make a comeback? They're only 35.5 games back. In terms of the wild card, we have the Yankees, Red Sox, and Mariners in it right now with the Rays, Rangers, Twins, Angels, Royals, Royals and Guardians all within 4.5 games. The Orioles, they're 7.5. That is a lot of ground to make up. The National League wild card, we have the Brewers, Mets, and Padres in it right now. The Giants are a half game back of the Padres. Then you have the Cardinals, Reds, and Diamondbacks within 5.5 games back. I don't know if the Marlins at 7.5 is enough. And then the Braves, 9.5 games back. So that does it for yet another MLB recap. Probably the longest recap we've done in a while, but it was an end of the first half recap. I had to kind of go crazy. So thank you guys so much for always supporting. Again, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. And if you haven't checked out my editor's channel, Pesky Talk, he has been a maniac this year. Go subscribe to Pesky Talk. He'll be in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.
Pontes is the runner on second. Ground ball to third. Stopped by Chapman. He spins and fires to first.
I've got to have something that he hasn't seen.
To left and shallow. Bader coming over another diving. And Davis towards the hole. Correa slides, picks, pops to his feet, skips it across. Clemens with the dig. Bobby Witt Jr. deep short.
Doyle has gotten to everything, and he gets to this.